Right, well, good evening. It's Simon Lovesey here, co-organise the Seldén SailJuice Winter Series, and back from Datchet, where we had some great racing, and great to get the 4 races in, despite the sort of difficult conditions with light winds on the Saturday, and then we managed to fit in 2 races before the light died, and race 2 not being that brilliant, but at least we got it in, and then average laps to catch up on Sunday, and followed by the split long distance pursuit race. Now I was hoping to be joined by my colleague Andy Rice, who's unfortunately out sunning himself in Oman with the Youth Worlds, but he managed to send us a report earlier. So let's bring Andy in and play that.
Hi there, Andy Rice here in Oman. Sorry I can't be with you this evening for the prize giving for the Datchet Flyer, but congratulations to all 99 teams that turned out for the event, and of course particularly to Tom Gillard and Rachel Gray in the Merlin Rocket, winning ahead of Ben McGrain and Roger Gilbert in the 505 and Jack Hopkins in the laser. So congrats to all the top 3, but everybody that took part in the event. Thanks to Seb Kamasuli and all the guys at Datchet Water for making the event happen. Looks like we're in for a really good winter. Second event down. Simon Lovesey and all the crew making things happen back in the UK. Looks like it went really well. Enjoy the rest of the prize giving, and I look forward to seeing you again soon back in the UK. See you then. Okay.
Right, well, thank you, Andy, and sorry about the poor quality of that, but apparently not enjoying a good internet out in Oman, but we hope to have Andy back with us shortly. Right, so moving on, we have various category sort of rankings across the SailJuice Winter Series and Great British Sailing Challenge. So one of them is the youth and juniors, and it's great to see really probably a growing group of youngsters coming in, and I think it's important that they sort of get involved in this sort of adult sort of sailing, and great to see that. Now we managed to make a presentation to Harry George, who's actually a junior but won the youth category last year, so here's he receiving a fine trophy for the youth category for last winter. Which ironically finished with the Tiger Trophy in the summer. Hopefully we'll have a shorter series this year, and I'm sure Harry will be out there pushing for the trophy again. All right, so moving on in terms of the youth and junior categories. So in Datchet, the top youth was Alice Davis in the 420, big 420 fleet, followed by Joe and then Harry. And good to see that group up there. Which, of course, moving on into the sort of juniors, not surprising that Harry George winning that category. So not only doing well in the youths and dominating the juniors. Right, so moving on into the different age categories, we'll rattle through these. These are the extracted results from Datchet. The overall results are on the website. Ben Flower took that category. Ben was the overnight leader on the Saturday, so not surprising to see him taking that category. Followed by Jack and Thomas in the Ilka 7 lasers, so again a strong sort of showing in that sort of group. The next category, the 31 to 60-year-olds, probably one of the biggest categories, not surprisingly run by Tom Gillard and Rachel Gray in the Merlin, who took the event, followed by Roger and Ben McCrae in the 505, and Nick and Toby in the GP14. And onto the Masters, again a big sort of category, and showing much that sailing is sailing for all ages. I think we had from about 12 to 70 plus sort of attending the event, so a wide range of sailor ages and classes. And Nigel, I think they had several different crews over the weekend, but winning in the Enterprise, followed by Mark in the 505 and Roger a regular in the Osprey. Right. One prize award that's been sort of very hotly contested is the Trident Top Club, and the Top Club winning £350 voucher across the series to spend at Trident for the improvement for their equipment. And at Datchet, it was Lymington Town who took the best Top Club award. This is based on the 3 best results for each club across each race. In second place, Draycott, who still lead the overall standings, again having a strong sort of standing, and Warsash again putting quite a few boats forward. Key is to obviously get 3 boats to sort of each bend at least to get yourself into that sort of one. Right, so moving on to the 420s. 420s had a big turnout. They made this the 420 Pursuit for Christmas regatta. So they formed a large part of about 17, 14, 20s out there competing well. And the top 3 will win Speed 6 vouchers. So thanks for Speed 6 and James there for that. The top 3 being Alice, Harry and Joe, and this is based on sort of rankings across the event. Okay. Right. And for the Restart Sailing Top Class, again one highly sort of contested, based on like the Trident Top Club, based on 3 best 3 results across every race for each class. Ilka Sevens, the lasers, had a big sort of turnout and took several sort of leading places. So not surprisingly, they were first top class at Datchet, followed by the 420s and then the 505s. Overall, the 505s are leading, followed by the RS 400s and then the RS Aero 7s. And so again, important to sort of get your 3 boats in there and get a team across every sort of race that you can. Right, so moving on. Okay, Crafting Shore Family Rankings. So a new one that we've put together this year, courtesy our sort of sponsors, Crafting Shore, who are helping out with the media and some of the great pictures that you see from Tim Olin. This is based on sort of family teams. Now it could be to the same family sailing in the same boat, or as we saw sort of the weekend, could be in multiple boats. And it was actually very encouraging to see across the weekend we had something about a quarter of the entrants were forming some sort of family team, and I think that's a great showcase for sailing, like the Sailing for Life and all sort of ages, abilities. Great one to all family can get out there. So leading that, I think it was Nigel and Andy Bird, but I think it may have been sort of sailed by Mrs. Bird as well. So different crews on different sort of days. They're sailing the Enterprise, followed by Chris and Abigail Lahr in the RS 400. One sort of note was sort of further down, you know, sort of boats sailed by different sort of families. So Imogen Wade and forming a team in the 420 with Dad Dave in the Scorpion, and flipping it around, Matthew Rayner in the 420 and Ben Rayner in the Scorpion as well. So again, good mix and match between different boats from the same sort of family or sailing in the same one. And the winners will receive for the overall series insurance from Crafting Shore. So that's well worth doing, well worth getting the a family sort of team out there. Right, so moving on to the Speed 6 Challenge. This is based on the Sail Racer GPS tracking, and taking a sustained speed of about 20 seconds. Now, a bit of a spoiler alert, the top speeds weren't won on the Saturday, when we were struggling to see wind conditions and speeds get anything above 5 knots, but Sunday brought much more wind into double figures and seeing quite a few of the boats getting into double figures itself. And this is where the top speeds were achieved. So in the adjusted, so taking account obviously different speeds that it was young Freddie Sunderland in the Laser 4.7 winning, and he'll be winning Speed 6 vouchers, followed by Stuart Jones in the Contender. Again, and I think another one who regularly hits our sort of speed wall and shows how fast the Contender can go in the sort of right conditions. And then the Speed 6 on the unadjusted sort of basis, not surprising, you know, one of our fastest boats, the Formula 18, was out there, and they took the top speed with Sam van der Velde in the Formula 18, followed by Fred Kumar in the Musto skiff. So really following as we expect, the sort of speed sort of the different boats. But great to see such a range of boats. I think it was really from the top out of the Formula 18 we had out competing along with keel boats like the Flying 15 and big boats like the National 18. So couldn't have asked really for a more diverse sort of range, and reflecting really, I think, the wonderful variety of UK dinghy sailing that we sort of see in this country. All right. So thanks for Seldén, obviously sponsoring the series, but also they're designating different weekends to different sort of subject matter, and this weekend they designated the Datchet Flyer as a Seldén ratchet block weekend, and got some of their fine ratchet blocks to give away. Always good sort of quality sound when you sort of hear that. So we're going to that. So 4 of those to be given out, and we're sort of spreading those out amongst the different sort of category types of the Great British Sailing Challenge. So in the fast asymmetric, Irish 400s coming out sort of top with Nick Charles, so he'll be getting one of these nice ratchet blocks. And then in the fast symmetric, not surprisingly, Tom and Rachel in the Merlin Rocket, taking that sort of category. And then in the the slow asymmetrics, Luke Fisher seeing off a strong sort of contestant of the Irish 200s in his Vario. Luke had a fantastic winter last time, coming up runner-up in the Vario, very nearly winning the series, taken again by Simon and Katie in the 2000, but really going down to the last race. And two series in, he's doing incredibly well again, and looking very strong. So pleased to see him winning the slow asymmetric connecting. And then in the slow symmetric, big sort of group, because obviously including all the sort of lasers and the aeros and the D0s and the like, it was Nick Craig and Toby, top of the Datchet crew in the GP14, taking that sort of category. All right, so moving on. Great to see a lot of ladies out. So in this category, quite a few in the 420s with Alice Davis, obviously crewed by a young gentleman there, but still taking the top ladies, followed closely by Ellie Craig in the RS Aero 7. Ellie's leading the overall series, and then Millie Irish, and again highly contested sort of category and special at it. Right. So Datchet Flyer overall, and again very close. I think there's a sort of point or so separating the group, with Tom and Rachel winning that from Roger and Ben in the 505, who were last winners at the last event, the Furness Book Draycock Dash, and closely followed by Jack in the Laser Ilka 7. And literally we're 1 or so points in there, could have gone in any sort of direction over 4 races. Amazing sort of collection. So as we move on, it's have an interview that John Emmett, who's out there at the event competing, fresh back from winning the Lasers Masters, and he did a great interview with Rachel, and filmed by Tom, just to sort of add some diversity to it, but taken in the fantastic Datchet grotto. So let's play that out.
Hi, I'm John Emmett, and I'm here at Datchet Water Sailing Club for the Datchet Flyer, and it's been a really good weekend. The forecast wasn't looking fantastic. We got all the races in, and I have the champion to my right. So can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi there, I'm Rachel Gray, and been sailing Merlin Rocket today with my helm Tom Gillard.
I was just going to say, that sounds strange to me. So you are now Rachel Gray. You were previously
Rachel Rhodes. Yes, so got married in the summer to Pete. So yep, now a Gray. So
well, there's lots of trophies with your maiden name on. So that's interesting. And can you just tell us who you were sailing with today, our esteemed cameraman?
Yeah, so I was sailing with Tom Gillard today in his Merlin. So we've sailed together for a couple of years now in the Scorpion class and in the Merlin fleet.
But let's be honest, you were obviously the ultimate champion because you were in front of Gilly in every single race, being the crew.
Yeah. It was a tough day for the crews in the pursuit race today. Lots of tight reaches. So just lots of pole work. And it felt very, very long on the last lap when the 5:05 was closing in.
I must admit, I heard some of the double-handed boats go past me, and I was thinking there's almost a case for writing to the cruise union here.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have liked to run.
But the Merlin Rocket, I mean, it's a fantastic boat, but not everybody knows that much about it. Can you just tell us?
Yeah, the Merlin is fantastic. It is a lovely boat to sail. Upwind, it just goes beautifully. Downwind, quite hard work to keep it moving all the time. But the fleet racing is amazing, which is why we wanted to get into it. So, and it's proved to do really well on handicap today. So.
Oh, perfect. So we had a real mixed bag, very light, quite gusty, but obviously flat water being an inland venue.
Right, and you can see the full version of that video on John Emmett's fantastic YouTube channel. We're going to discuss not only the Datchet Flyer, but also the joys of sailing boats like the Merlin Rockets. So well worth dipping into that. Right, so overall, after two events, results are done on a weighted sort of basis. So if you have a big event that achieves sort of more sort of weighting to their score, Datchet and Draycott have been similar sort of size events, so the scores are relatively sort of equal. But once we get events like the Bloody Mary, which may have sort of 300 plus, we'll adjust the scores accordingly to that. So overall, we see Roger and Ben McCrane in the 5:05. They were the winners at Draycott, and obviously coming in second at Datchet, so putting in a very consistent sort of score, leading from Luke Fisher, last year's runners-up, and Nigel and Family Bird in the Enterprise. But still very much all to play with. We've got sort of another 7 events coming up, 4 to count, so still chance for people to qualify. And usual sort of message, sailing a series, it's important obviously getting many results in as possible to give you some sort of consistency and chance of doing well over the series. Right, so busy sort of Christmas period potentially coming up. Hopefully we're not going to be too affected by the COVID sort of situation. The events are working hard to sort of mitigate any sort of risks. So, for example, at Draycott, they had a drive-through registration to avoid crowding. At Datchet, we had online sort of registration and picking up there. Obviously, doing the prize giving here online. The briefing was online. So, sailing has proved itself really very safe and a good activity to get out in the fresh air and good for the mental health. And it's just need to sort of make sure that we minimise the sort of crowding and internal sort of contact points. So 2 events coming up, both on the 27th of December, trying a bit of a north-south sort of split here. The classic Brass Monkey up in Yorkshire Dales, which seems to prove very popular, and the new Burfield Breezer in down obviously near Reading. Point to make is that sort of both these events are sort of restricted entry. We'll be posting a sort of amendment to the Yorkshire Dales notice to race to say really that they currently now going to be restricting to basically 100 sailors. So it's not really 100 boats. It could well be sort of 70 odd sort of boats. Again, trying to make sure that we minimise the sort of crowding on the sort of shore side. So the key message is really to sort of get in there and make sure that you get your entry in early. So we wish you all a happy Christmas and look forward to seeing you all out at one of the events soon. We have as I say, a busy period coming up, so lots coming over sort of next sort of month or so, and then we finish off with the Oxford Blue and the prize giving at the RBA Dinghy Show at the new centre in Farnborough. So look forward to seeing you soon. Many thanks.